Hey everybody, this is Anjanette from AJ's Personal Touch. How you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. Um, I know I haven't been here for 2 days, but I told you it was going to be a very busy week, and it has been. It just hasn't all been what I expected it to be. So, I guess let me explain. Excuse me. I've been up for a while, but I cannot stop the yarning. Tuesday, my husband and I spent all day at my best friend's house helping her all day. We got there about 11 o'clock, I'm going to say, in the morning. And of course, my husband did more than I did, but I helped her um, sort through clothing, sort through mail first. She had a huge pile of mail on the table. And one thing that I never really realized about my best friend before, I knew it about her kids, but I didn't know it about her, is that she has ADHD. Um, I knew her kids had it, but, well, I guess maybe to an extent, it's been a while since her and I were alone doing something together, like cleaning or together or whatever. So, anyway, we got there Tuesday and nothing had been done yet. Now, she had went down to her mother's the weekend before, and she said that she had threw stuff in the car and moved most of her clothes and stuff down the week before. She said as we sorted through her clothes that she had in the other room, she had more clothes left there than she had realized. But it looked like the whole house had not been touched. So what I'm assuming that she did was she did laundry and she took everything down that she had washed in the laundry baskets or in her suitcase or however she took it. Um, but the house had not been touched. And it looked like it had not been touched for a year since her husband passed. Now, maybe some things had. I mean, there wasn't a year's worth of mail sitting there on the table, but there was a good couple months worth of mail sitting there on the table. And I know all about letting mail pile. Now, as I'm sitting here talking about my week, I just remembered something I was supposed to do today that I did not do. Crud. Okay, I need to do that as soon as I get off of here with you guys. So, anyway, she was just all over the place. All she could see was this house needed to be packed up, and she did not know where to start. So I had to bring her down I was like, where do you want to start? And that you talked about your office starting in there, which is where all of her clothes and a lot of her husband's clothing was. I said, or should we just start right here on the table and take care of the mail? And she was like, oh, let's go, oh, here, oh, there. And she's like, oh, my ADHD is kicking in really badly. And I was like, whoa, didn't realize you had ADHD, but okay, we've got this. So we started with the mail. I said, I think we should start with the mail. And she said, yes, we should. That way we have a place, we free up the table, and we can use it as as a grounding spot, as a place to put things as we need to pack them up or, tape the boxes up because all of her boxes were boxes that were not taped together or glued, into the regular size of a box so that she could bring them home from work. So I'm assuming that they came from, because she is a pharmacy tech at Walmart. They were boxes that were broken down. So she's going to take tape and so I helped put a couple boxes together, and then we got working going, sorting through the clothing in the office. My husband had to leave because he had to go take my mom to a doctor's appointment. So it gave her and I time to really hit that office and get the clothing done. Before that, he had helped pack up quite a few boxes. She had changed the shower around, had taken the doors off. Um, she had the type like we have here, they're not glass, but like the plexiglass doors that you can have on showers that you can't see through. And she had to change that around for her husband. And what she did was she took the doors off and then she got a long noodle, um, a swim noodle, and cut it down one side so that you could open it and put it around that top part that comes up from where you have the doors on the side on the top of the tub, so that he wouldn't hurt himself on it, because he kept on hitting his legs and his feet on it because he was having a hard time picking his feet up to get over it, which I completely understand. Every time I take a shower, I tell myself, you can do it, you can do it. Get your foot over that hump, because I've hit my feet so many times and my toes, and it hurts really, really bad. So she had made it a safe place in case he happened to fall. And then she got just a regular rod and put, oh, excuse me, a shower curtain on it. So she had to put the doors back up. That's one of the things she promised the landlady, was that she would put the doors back up. So my husband helped her with that. Um, I got all the stuff out of the basement. She had 2 Christmas trees down there, ornaments, and yeah, just a lot of busy work. So he helped her with that kind of stuff. Oh, and she had a teapot collection. I'm like, oh, my brain doesn't want to work. I'm like, what do you drink every day? The teapot collection. So she had to get that down off, like she had the kind of cupboards that you could put stuff on the top. So she decorated the top of them with her teapots. She had to take those down. Um, she used to sell Scentsy, so she had Scentsy burners, and I boxed all the Scentsy burners up for her. And yeah, um, they have 2 dogs, a big dog and a smaller dog. All I can say was I'm not used to being around dogs, and the one dog was in the kennel the whole day, and the other one has 2 back legs that don't work, so he pulls himself around and, of course, makes messes in the house. And the house just really, really smelled. And I am, as we talked about after Thanksgiving, I am allergic to dogs. They are not my number one allergy, but the right type of dog I am allergic to. The one who can't use his back legs, he's a form of a terrier. And whatever he was mixed with um, must be what I'm allergic to, because by the time we left there, I was just, my throat hurt and scratched, and it was just miserable. I'm just feeling, you have to forgive me. I was like, my arm has been so tight and I can't understand why. I forgot I got my flu shot on Monday, and it is so warm right where they gave me the shot. I'm so warm. I forgot that it does that. Like almost burnt my fingertips. Anyway, My mind is on 100 different things today. Well, all I wanted when I got home Monday was, or not Monday, Tuesday, was a nice long hot shower. It wasn't long, but I got a nice hot shower. My husband needed to get a shower too and get to bed because we both had to be up the next morning. He had to be up a little bit earlier than me because he had to go deal with the pools that he works on. And then we had to go to Indy for my doctor's appointment and then come back and go and finish helping Beth. Well, my doctor put me on a new med to help with the either vertigo or slash motion sickness. But he put me on meclizine, which helps for both. He said he doesn't know if it's vertigo or if it's motion sickness, but meclizine will help with both. But for some people, it will make them tired. So I actually tried it out Tuesday night when I got home. Or no, I tried it out Monday night when I had my physical with the doctor on Monday. Because I was exhausted. I hadn't slept for days. I was to the point, where you get so tired you can't sleep. That's where I was. I was so thoroughly exhausted. I had not slept in probably, I want to say 6 days at that point. So I told him, I said, okay, well, I planned on using Benadryl to go to bed early. I was going to go home. We had to be at Beth's at like 10 the next day. We're supposed to be there at 10, but I didn't realize she was driving back from being down in Alabama or Tennessee. She was driving back Monday when I thought she was driving back on Sunday. So she didn't get home until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Didn't fall asleep, she said, till around 5. So she was dragging a little bit at first. So we didn't get there right at the time we had planned on being there, which was okay. Um, but I took the meclizine and I sat here and waited, and I ended up being up later than I had planned on because it didn't make me tired. So therefore, I knew I could take it like right before we left, and it should help me for the ride down because I usually get sick right before we get to the doctor's office. It's it's traveling 465 in Indy that does it the most. But it used to be that was the only place that I felt kind of sick. But now it's even on the way back, coming back home on Interstate 933 in Indiana. That never used to bother me. Now it does. Everything bothers me. Um, so I took a med on the way down, and I was fine. And I didn't have any problems. And when I got there, I wasn't having any problems. Um, Sorry, I got an eyelash in my eye. And my blood pressure even came out really good. And normally it doesn't. Normally it's elevated and they have to take it again. So everything was looking good. We stopped at Starbucks on the way home. I got a gingerbread oat milk latte. It was so good. If you haven't tried one, it was so good. It really was. And I got another sugar cookie because I had gotten so sick the last time, and I ended up throwing away my cookie. So what was left of it, I think I had half of it left, but still, I don't want to throw away my Starbucks cookie. So I got another one to make up for the fact that I'd thrown the one before away. And I was doing good. I was starting to feel a little bit icky. So I took my meclizine out and I took another meclizine because I can take up to 3 of them in a day. Now, it doesn't say how much time has to lapse in between, and I'm going to have to ask my doctor about that. So I took my second one. We got on the road. I don't know if it's because it was the second one I took within, let me see, I took the first one. We got on the road about 7. I took the first one around 7, and I took the second one at around 11:30. So 4.5 hours later, I was starting to feel sick on 465. Closed my eyes, and the next thing I knew, I was out. My husband stopped to get sandwiches at our favorite place. I didn't even get out with him this time. I just asked him to, order my regular sandwich, which he did, and he brought it out to me. But it's the only time that I can remember that I never went. I think there may have been 1 or 2 other times, but that was when I was using a cane and having a hard time walking and not feeling good. This was just, I didn't feel good, and I did not want to wake up. I got up to use the bathroom when we stopped at the truck stop halfway home, and I really didn't want to wake up then. And when we got to Beth's, I was sound asleep, and I woke up because the car stopped. And then she was getting ready to leave to take um, her son-in-law's cousin, who was there to help drive my husband's SUV back down that she was borrowing with the trailer behind it. And I guess he was out of cigarettes, so she was taking him to go get cigarettes. And my husband's like, "That's fine. I need to finish eating my lunch anyway," because he had only ate half of it. And I hadn't even touched mine at all. So I sat up and ate, basically because I knew I had to, laid back down, and I was back asleep. Evidently, she got back. I was thinking I'd fall asleep for a little bit. He'd wake me up when she got back, and I'd go inside and help. Well, he didn't. He left me sitting. He left me sleeping. And then the next thing I know, he's getting back in the car, and I don't know how long he had been in the house. I'm thinking maybe 20 minutes. He said her kids never came to get their stuff that they were supposed to the night before, that it was really hard. There wasn't a whole lot we could do until they got their stuff. That her daughter was supposed to be on her way to come and get it. And her and Beth talked, and he was going to take me home and let me go home and take a nap. And he was going to come and pick me up because she was making beef noodles for dinner. He'd pick me up for dinner. So I came home. I started looking for something, couldn't find it that I got my daughter for Christmas. Can't find it. There's one spot that I need to look in that I had forgotten about that it could possibly be. But I looked and looked and looked, couldn't find it, but I was tired, and I'm like, why are you looking for something while you're tired? Came over, sat down, fell sound asleep. The next thing I knew, it was 9 o'clock at night, and he was coming home. 9:15, 9:20, something like that. And I was like, did you bring me beef and noodles? Because then I had sent him a message. I guess I had woke up to use the bathroom. I sent him a message and asked him if he'd bring me home some beef and noodles, since it was obvious to me that he wasn't coming to get me because it was like 8:30 at that point in time. And I knew he had to work the next morning. And he walked in, no beef and noodles, no nothing. Well, he told me they didn't taste the best. Well, she had already packed all of her stuff up, so she didn't have much to cook with, from my understanding. So, well, I'd seen her pack it all up the day that I was there. So I'm guessing it needed seasoning that it. So he was like, no. He said it wasn't that good. And then again, he would have told me that no matter what, because he wouldn't want me to feel bad. But I already felt bad. I sat here and cried. for a couple hours because I felt terrible. I was supposed to be helping my best friend move, but I was so out of it. And I don't know if it was feeling sick from being around the dog the day before or what it was. But I slept all day yesterday too. And this morning, I did wake up at like 2 o'clock in the morning and I was up for a couple hours and I played some games and then I fell back to sleep. And all I've wanted to do is I'll be up for a little while and then I just want to go back to sleep. So that has been my day. It's been my last 2 days. That's why you haven't had a vlog. And plus, I was supposed to be helping her and I just feel terrible. I didn't get to see her before she left. So that's what it is. I'll see her whenever she brings the car back. But yeah, I just felt terrible. So, I got my order yesterday from Patty, um, Ella's sister, Ella from No Catching Name. See, I was supposed to fill out my Christmas cards and get them in the mail, and I haven't done that either. It's gonna be late Christmas cards. Anyway, I got another Oops package. I've been getting. I show you guys the Oops. I don't really show you what else I get. She sends little extras in usually, and I'm guessing my extras are the little butterflies. But I don't know because they were on the Oops side. It doesn't really sell butterflies if I remember right. So anyway, I got the kitty with the yarn heart, pink one. I got the pink yarn heart. I have stared at these Oopses and I have never been able to figure out what makes them Oops. Crochet hooks. I hadn't seen this one before. Fur Mama. And warning, I talk about crochet a lot. That was on my list of one that I wanted to buy. See, one of the things, I get this Oops package, and then I usually end up getting one or two stickers from ones I haven't bought yet. And that's one of them, the warning one. You know, I remember she had a blood clot, and Patty had a blood clot in her leg, so on it for a while. So she didn't really put up Christmas stickers for Christmas, which she would have done in November. But yeah, it made me kind of sad because I had wanted to purchase some, but she had some in July this last year. So she just kept those up. And I had gotten a couple of them last July, but I had gotten the reindeer with the yarn for the head, and I had showed you guys that before. I'm just showing you the rest of my order. I like I said, I normally don't, but I fell in love with this cross when I saw it and just had to have it for myself. Sunflower cross. And all I want for Christmas is yarn. Both of those are left over from Christmas in July. And then here is my thank you for your order. Here's a freebie for you. I got a little kitty, kitty, kitty. So, and I got the two butterflies that were in the Oops package. Are usually one of the freebies that she sent. Pretty decent order. I'm not sure I may order a couple stickers here or there, but as it is right now, I have enough to cover my cart and then some. So, but then again, I'm also giving them to people. So I always look to see what new ones she has, and she always has some of the cutest stickers. And her prices aren't bad either. So go check her out. She used a different, she used to send them like this. This time they came in a cardboard envelope, and I'm not sure why she switched. I was happy with mine like this. I don't know if maybe somebody got a bent order. I wouldn't know why they would, unless, the only thing I could think of is she didn't put on here, um, do not machine or not machinable, and pay, she paid regular price postage. She would up that just by, if she put two stamps on it, or I don't know what the, with stamps going up here this last year, I don't know how much extra you have to put on it. It was like 20 cents if you wanted it to be non-machinable, which means it doesn't go in that machine. Like if you put fragile photos, you've got to add that little extra amount in stamps, and then that way it doesn't go through that machine and it doesn't get bent. I don't know if maybe somebody's got bent, and so she started putting them in a cardboard thing, but I've never had any problems, and I actually kind of like them coming like this, because then my husband doesn't know I have an order. Just think somebody's sending me mail. Not that it matters, but you know, sometimes I buy stickers for him too, you know, or I buy them for my daughter, and so I don't always like him to know what's in the mail. But anyway, I am tired. My brain is not working correctly today. I'm sure you can tell. I can't think straight. I can't think crooked either. So I'm going to get going. I'm trying to get some crocheting done. I just have 2 blocks left to do for my daughter's blanket, and I promised myself I originally wanted to have it done by today. But then when I was so sick, I'm like, okay, I have to the end of the weekend, and that is it. Because then I have less than a week to get it put together and have a border put around it. So I have a lot of work to do. Actually, I'm hoping to get at least one of the squares done today, and then the second one has to be done tomorrow. And then I'll start putting it together um, tomorrow or Sunday. Even if I don't get the last one done tomorrow, I may start putting it together tomorrow. You know, give myself a break from crocheting that last block. It happens to be the one block that I lost is one from the one block that I have to pay attention to on every single row. Yeah, it's going to take me a little bit longer. But the other one that I already started, hopefully I should have that done within the next hour, hour and a half if all I do is sit and work on that. And maybe I'll get the second one started tonight. I need to block my last set of squares, and then I will be doing good. So anyway, I need to get going. I am so tired. I can't even think of what I'm saying. Just know I love you guys. Remember, you matter, and you're beautiful, and you're gorgeous. And hopefully tomorrow I will be more myself and more 100% here. But I really got to go. I love you guys.